I told myself I would never work for anyone ever again. I told everyone I knew. It became my identity. I was proud of it. Even if it meant I wasn't making as much money as my friends, I was my own boss. Then something happened and I swore would never happen again. More on that in just a minute. I'm sure you've said to yourself that you'll never work a 9-to-5 again. I've seen some people go as far as saying they'd rather die than work a 9-to-5 job. I get it. You feel like your job is sucking the life out of you, and for what? A paycheck, a health insurance, retirement accounts, and a reliable income? The good news is you're in good company. Most people have or have had a job they hate or feel stuck in. You think about starting a business of your own and maybe doing a side hustle, but then life starts calling and you realize it's scary to let go of that job. But then you do it. You quit. You say, screw it, I've had enough. I'm going to be my own boss or die trying. You take the leap and it's exciting. You feel the rush of having to make something of yourself. You start calling yourself an entrepreneur. Your family and friends think you're crazy, but deep down, they wish they had the guts to do the same thing that you're doing. You begin to make some money, not much, but enough to pay bills and keep the dream alive. You look at every shiny object that could make you money and chase every squirrel that crosses your path. Maybe you find a business model and succeed on your first attempt, but likely you'll spend years tinkering on new opportunities and failing to have that one that's that true financial success. Then something clicks and you hit gold. You finally have a business that begins to reward you for your efforts over the last decade of trying. Things are going well and then you get bored. Yep, you finally have something that's working and you're bored. So you begin to look for other things that can capture that feeling of starting from scratch. This is what happened to me in the fall of 2021. I got bored. I spent the last decade plus deep in online marketing and affiliate marketing, but just got bored. In the spring of 2021, a friend of mine told me about a Web3 gaming company that was changing the gaming industry. It sounded pretty interesting, so I dove in. In this video, I'm going to share my story of quitting the 9-to-5 job to become an entrepreneur and why I think more people should do the same. I'm also going to let you know that it's okay if you go back to the 9-to-5 and I'll share why I did it multiple times. Yes, it'll make you feel like your identity as an entrepreneur is ripped away from you, and I'll share why that's okay. If you're contemplating quitting your job to become your own boss, this video is for you. If you've already quit your job and you're struggling and thinking about going back to the 9-to-5, this video is for you. If you're over 40 years old and think it's too late to make that leap into the unknown, this video is for you. So I want to start with a little context of my experience of working for the 9-to-5, the big companies, the big corporations, quitting, doing my own thing, taking that leap of faith when I was younger, and even doing it later on in life in my 30s and my 40s. So when I came out of college, I was in the information technology field. I got a job working at Accenture, which is one of the largest consulting firms in the world. I think they had close to 100,000 employees, if not more. So I was just another cog in the wheel. We were working for large companies as our customers, our clients, some of the larger telecom and cable television providers. And we were sitting in cubicles and we were coding and data integration and a bunch of boring stuff that I just wasn't being paid well enough for. And we were working long hours for seemingly unknown reasons. It was one of those companies where you would just feel like you had to stick around past 5, 6 o'clock until the partner left so that you felt like you showed up that day. It was really, really crazy. And so what got me into my first business was an insurance agency. I wanted to build a business that had residual income. I knew early on that was really an important thing, but I didn't really understand how I was going to get there. But I knew an insurance agency provided that type of income and that possibility. So I took all my state license exams. I started to do the business while I was working and started to do phone calls during my lunch hours, maybe even during work times. I was doing some other marketing and outreach, built up my business to a point where I felt like, okay, now is a good time to start and make that transition, take that leap of faith. Granted, I'm in my 20s and there's not a whole lot of responsibilities, so it was pretty easy to make that jump. So I took the leap, was in my insurance agency for about 6 years, and then I sold it after 6 years of doing that. I got bored. This is a thing with entrepreneurs and people that are have the mindset of working for themselves. I think you'll find that a lot of people, maybe like yourself, get bored. You want that rush of starting something new. And at least for me, that's what happened. I wanted to start something new. So I had my business. I went on to find online marketing and affiliate marketing in the insurance financial services space. So I started building websites. And I can take you back to the day that I sold my very first product as an affiliate online. It was in September of 2009. I had built this really crude website that took me a long time to build. I used Front Page, which is a software tool that you had to know some HTML. Anyway, I got my first website up. I was selling this ebook for a pregnancy called, I think, Miracle Pregnancy or something like that. My wife and I were having some problems having a child at the time, and it was a product fit. There was a problem that we were having, and found a product and a solution that a lot of people were buying. So I built the website. I put up an ad on Google. Actually, I put up an ad on Bing and Yahoo first. And within 30 minutes of me putting up this ad, I got my first sale, which was a $50 revenue. I think we got 50% commission. So $25 in commission, which was awesome. I was like, this works. There's nothing more powerful than getting that first sale. So lo and behold, I started selling more and more of those books, but never really made a profit. It was always spending a lot of money on advertising and making about break even almost every time. But there was an opportunity, and I saw that there's a potential. So I spent the next 6 to so months of building websites for insurance, financial services, a lot of the products, mortgages, a lot of the things that are really high value per click and per lead. I knew this because I was paying for those leads as an insurance agent, so I understood the market pretty well. I think that's something that you need to glean from is, what are the experiences? What are the things from your current work, whether it's working for a big corporation or a small business? What are the things that will help you succeed on your own thing? And for me, that was learning from the insurance industry and the value that it provides to the agents and to the companies. And I knew that was a high value proposition. So built these websites, probably close to over 100 websites within the span of about 6 months. Started to get some traction within the search engines. Google and Bing were starting to pick me up. And then we were off, started getting some sales and some revenue coming in, and it was doing really well. Quickly got up to 6 figures in annual income from these affiliate sites. And then I was about to have my first child. And I remember thinking, I've got enough income coming in, but I wanted to be a good dad, and I wanted to make sure that there was enough money, there was health insurance, there was things that I had in place just in case we needed it. So I went to work in an entry-level position for Janus Capital, I think it's called Janus Henderson Investments now. I was a phone rep, answering phone calls for people that needed to take out their required minimum distributions. I was way overqualified, and I was older than most of the people. Most of the people that I worked for or worked with were at least a few years, 5, maybe even 10 years younger than me, way overqualified. But it was easy for me to come into that position. They had good benefits. So as a new parent, it was nice. Then my business started to do really well. I was actually making probably 5 to 10 times the revenue or the income that I was making from that job. And then I got to a point where I was like, okay, I can handle this. My daughter was probably, a year old at the time. And so left that company, left that business. I think the thought process here is building up a safety net is helpful. But building up the confidence that you can make the money is more important to me. I think a lot of people say, okay, build up 6 months or a year of savings so that you can live in case the worst case scenario, you don't make anything and you don't sell anything. I think to me, it's more important to learn and have that confidence, build up that confidence by doing and proving that this thing can work. For me, selling that first ebook proved that people are out there buying these products, and I just need to work on my skills and build up improve the things that will help me become more profitable as a business owner. So in building up the importance of, or the confidence is really important. So then I, was in this online marketing, affiliate marketing space for, probably 10 years. And then I started to get really bored. The online business, online opportunity, the business opportunity world was, so many people are doing trainings and online courses on how to make money online. And I just got sick of it. I got bored. And so this was when, I went into looking at other things that were out there. I was making good money. I was successful. But I was like, I was bored. So I had a buddy of mine who was like, hey, you need to take a look at this Web3 gaming company. And I was like, Web3 gaming? I was like, this cryptocurrency world was starting to be really fascinating and new to me. And so I dove into the community. I became an integral part of their community. They had a game called Spider Tanks. And this was Gala Games, for those that are familiar with in the crypto space. But I became part of the Spider Tanks community and played the game a lot. Was one of the original OGs in the Discord. Just having fun being a part of this community. I invested quite a bit into the Gala token, and I was heavily invested into this opportunity. Things went really well come spring and fall of 2021. The crypto market started to take off. NFTs at the time were blowing up. And it was one of those things that it was really a fascinating, fun time to be in the crypto space. And so come December of 2021, I was really ingrained in this community. I was leading a lot of tournaments in this game, and it was just a really exciting time. There was a convention called Galaverse, and it was amazing. I was able to take my wife. We got to see Maroon 5 literally in like a private setting. My wife is right there at the stage, and whatever his name is, lead singer of Maroon 5, spacing it right now. I'm sure I'll put it up on there later. But we were able to see them basically, and multiple other artists. Snoop Dogg came in. It was a crazy time. Money was not an object. Things were just going really well at that time. And I had one of the employees come up to me at the conference or the convention, and he's like, "Hey man, you should come work for us." And I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, I don't want to work for a company. It's all good. He's like, "Well, you should think about it, because what you're doing in the Discord and with the community, you're already doing what we pay people to do." So I was like, "All right, let me take a look at it." And so this was like late December coming into January of 2022. And this was the peak of the crypto market at the time. And so I was like doing really well financially with businesses as well as in the crypto space. It's pretty crazy, but we were playing video games. And if you own certain assets in the video game, some people were making $5,000 to $20,000 a month playing a video game. It was wild. So anyway, we were in a good place, and they approached me again and said, "Hey, you should take a look at this." And I was like, "What do I have to lose?" It would be pretty exciting to be a part of to work for a video game company. My daughters love games, and there's opportunity they were looking at exploring other things like music and film. I was like, why not? So I became an employee of Gala Games. Was that April of 2022? And then I spent 2 years working for Gala. And over that time period, we did some exciting things. I had a lot of autonomy. There was a lot of things I liked about that I wouldn't have stuck around as long as I did if it was another company. I had a lot of autonomy. I built out the affiliate marketing platform for the company. The CEO who had built very successful games and companies in the past, he understood that I brought him some ideas, and he was open to the idea of starting some of these things. So I started the affiliate marketing platform to sell NFTs and the different products and things we had there. Then I was able to take my skills of online marketing and the email marketing. I set up the entire email platform and system. I did a lot. I did a lot of things, and honestly, wasn't valued as much as I should have been. But I enjoyed it because I was doing the things I was good at, which I think is another important thing to take a look or take note of is, do you enjoy it? And if you do, that's valuable in its own. You don't always have to be paid for something that you enjoy. Having autonomy to do the things that you're good at and to bring value to the company was really something that I cherished. At the time, there were a lot of people that were being paid a lot more than I was, and that I was telling them how to do their own job. This drove me crazy. I'll tell you what, if you're one of those people that have other coworkers that you're telling them how to do their job, that's probably a good sign that you need to go find something else. You'll never be valued because you came in at a lower position or they didn't recognize you when you first came in. You'll probably never get to a point where you're actually fully valued for what you're bringing to the company. So whether you go work for yourself or work for another company, it's probably a good opportunity to look at and say, it's probably time to go find somebody who will value you for what you bring to the company. So anyway, spent a couple years there, 2 years, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. There's a lot of things that I didn't appreciate about the leadership, the direction, some of the things that I wish were done differently. But I really appreciate and was grateful for the opportunity to be a part of working with Snoop Dogg. And on this film, we did a film project. We actually, right before I left, there was an Emmy nomination for Razor, which is Gala Films' series that David Bianchi created. I was a big part of that. I built the website, the landing page for the Emmy nominations. That was a new experience. I didn't have a clue how Emmy nominations were handled or how you got an Emmy nomination. So I built the web page and how the people that are part of the Academy interact with the producer of the film, and it was really fascinating. So I was grateful to be a part of that. Video game industry, music. There's a lot of musicians that came on to Gala Music that I was really excited to see have them get an opportunity to show what they were able to do. So all in all, really exciting opportunities. And I think that's one thing too, is if there's a business or an opportunity that allows you to do something that you probably wouldn't be able to do on your own. I remember a gentleman who, his wife, they had an e-commerce business that was selling like linens. I'll try to remember his name, but basically he had an e-commerce business, but he was still working, I think as a rocket scientist for this company, because you can't really be your own rocket scientist unless you're Elon Musk. So he was able to do something that really fascinated him in his day job while having a 7-figure e-commerce business that he eventually quit his day job and went full-time into his own stuff. But for a long time, he actually worked both jobs, both businesses, and for the reason because he was able to do something that he wouldn't have been able to do on his own. So there's a little bit of a background of my experience of working for corporate America, the 9-to-5, and technically the 9-to-5 was always seemed like an 8 to to 10. It was never 9 to 5. The 40-hour work week, I don't think I ever experienced that working for large companies, especially in the last startup at Gala. We worked insanely long hours. It was a fully remote company. I got to work with people all over the world, a couple hundred employees spread all the way across from South Korea, in the UK, South Africa, Australia, all over the world. It was really fun to be able to do that. Another reason why working for a company that offers you the ability to interact with people from all over the world was really exciting and fun. But if you're thinking about quitting, for those of you that are in a job and you're wondering to yourself, should I quit? Is now the right time to quit? Or what do I need to have in place before I quit my 9 to 5 and go into my own business? For those of you that I would say it really just depends on, like I said before, the confidence that you have in being able to make it work. The majority of things that you'll do won't work. I'm just going to put it out there. I've done so many different businesses. I had a golf instruction business that I invested probably $25,000, $30,000 into the equipment. I got a TrackMan. For those of you that are in golf, I owned a TrackMan that the business just wasn't set up to win. I was a day trader in futures markets. There's a lot of different businesses that I got into that just didn't work. But having that confidence and knowing that I know what should work, that will help you tremendously, especially if you're younger and you don't have a lot of responsibilities, mortgage, kids, family, things that you need to pay for. It's a pretty easy decision. You always can go back and find a company that will hire you. You might have to start in a lower position, but you'll always have that ability to go back to work. When you're getting older, in your 30s and 40s, that's still the case. A lot of people over 40 believe that they just can't do it. They can't take the risk, especially if they have a family and all these responsibilities and obligations financially. And what I would tell you is you need to start taking risks that give you the confidence that you can actually do it. Now, building up a nest egg or a fudge factor, that's nice to have. But for me, it was never a requirement. I knew that if I put enough energy into it, if I had the confidence to do it, it didn't matter what age I was. I could always make it work. I will always make things work out. And if not, then you have the 9 to 5 to go back to. And for those of you that are currently doing your own thing, whether it's a side hustle or you've got a business and it's really just not working out, or you're getting bored and you're wondering, should I go back to working the 9 to 5? Should I go back to working in a company? I want to talk to you about that because a lot of people internalize it. I did this for myself, and I think most people who are entrepreneurial, they believe that once they quit and they become an entrepreneur, other people are going to look down on them for quitting, or that it didn't work out, and then they go back to work for somebody else. And I'll tell you, most people don't care. Most people, your friends, your family members, they deep down really want to do what you're doing, to have the guts, to do the risky thing, to go out and try something new, even if it did fail. Some of them will be happy that your business failed, not because they want bad things to happen to you, but because they themselves are like, okay, I was right. Tom wasn't able to make that work. So I was right. Glad I didn't try that as well. And that's unfortunate because you went out there and you tried the thing. Now, what I would tell you is the reason why you're probably thinking of going back to work for a 9 to 5 is you need the money. And I get it. There's nothing wrong with this. In fact, I went back to work to get a more stable income, benefits, these kind of things for my first daughter to be born, even though I was making more money at my online business. And then when you look at later on, I wanted to go find something new and something inspiring that allowed me to do both things at the same time. So just remember that the people that are paying your bills, those are the ones you need to worry about, whether it's your own customers or your boss. It's not your friends and your family and what they think, because quite honestly, it's not about you, it's about them. So if you're thinking about quitting what you're currently doing, your side hustle, your business, and going back to corporate world or going back to working for somebody else, by all means, do it. But I guarantee you, you will be itching to do something again. Once you get your feet, back on your feet and things are going better, you're going to want to do something again. So then you quit the 9-to-5 and you go back to work. And this brings me to my last point, which is if you're over the age of 40 and you're thinking that there's just too much risk. I can't do it. I'm over the age. I'm over the hill. I'm risking too much. I don't have the nest egg, or even if I did have some savings built up, I wouldn't be able to get the job back that I currently have. I'd be risking way too much. And what I want to tell you is there's way more opportunity now than there ever has been in history. I remember watching a video from a woman who has, and I'll try to leave her channel in the comments or the description below. It was like Solo and Silver. I think she was over the age of, I think she was a Gen X, and she was living alone, and she started a YouTube channel. And there was nothing fancy about this YouTube channel, and she'll even admit this. She admits this in her videos, but she was making $3,000-$4,000 a month at the beginning when she first got monetized on YouTube. And again, people are fascinated by her story and want to have that inspiration of people like her. And maybe you're looking at me and saying, "Oh, wow, Tom's like the coolest dude ever," and I am. Just kidding. So whoever inspires you to take those risks, you need to look to other people and say, gosh, if they can do it, I can do it. I hope this has been helpful. I know I've rambled on for a while. A lot of people are in this time period in their lives, no matter what age you are, 20, 30, 40, 50, beyond. And you want something more. You want more for yourself, for your family. And what better time than now? Take the risk. Do the thing. You'll always be able to fall back to find work. And I'll tell you what, you'll never look back and say, I wish I hadn't done that. You'll always look back and say, gosh, that was the best thing I ever did, even if it fails. And I guarantee you, if you do things right, you're going to get a lot more failures than you are going to get wins, but they'll learn all along the way. So I wish you the best. Thank you. If you're still listening to this, wow. Thank you. Hit subscribe. Definitely hit the thumbs up button if you've made it to this point, because you deserve something. At least it gives you like a little glitter confetti thing when you hit that subscribe button. So that's my reward to you. Hopefully you found this valuable, and take a look at some of the other videos right here. Google, YouTube says these are the videos that you're most likely able to watch or want to watch next that I've provided. So have a great day, and I hope something great happens to you.